This is the world's oldest concrete arched dam. And it was built right here in Queensland. Today we're going to be checking out 75 Miles Dam, and I'll tell you what, I'm really proud to have come here to bring you this video. You will never see anything like it up on YouTube, and finding information about this dam, it's there, but you have to dig. It's a teeny dam, but it's significant.
26 times a week, so you sort of
We slept in that last night. Just gonna be doing an adventure today. I'm gonna show you something that you have never seen before. And it's called 75 Miles Dam. This place is called the Rose City Caravan Park. And I am over here at Warwick. This is called Old Stanthorpe Road, and it just runs out the back end of Warwick, and it's going to lead me to the start point of my adventure today. I've been planning this one for a little while, keeping it under wraps. This one, I'm telling you right now, you have never heard of or seen this before. This is going to be something else. Today we are going to be finding the 75 Miles Dam, south of Warwick, the world's oldest concrete arch dam. And I've got a friend just watching me over there. Right over there. Righto, so I'll need to first traverse that way about 3.5 to 4 kilometres across that mountain range, and it's down on the other side. And there's a couple of other special little features there that perhaps you've never heard of. You definitely will not have seen this, and I want to bring it to light because this is an amazing bit of history. But anyway, let's go. That's pretty nice. Okay. Get to the rail line. Oh wow, there's a huge slab of granite right there. Far out. Let's go around it. It's starting to spit a little bit. Good thing I've brought along my wet weather gear. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. There's like boulders all over the place here. This is huge. Anyways, that's not what I'm here for, so I don't want to spend time on it. Coming towards that large mountain that I need to sort of climb up over. It's more of a mountain range because it's quite long. And once I'm over that, then it should be smooth sailing, hopefully, down to the train line. Sheesh, holy mackerel. Oh, I should see these big boulders just resting on top of this massive granite stone. Let's get up closer to that. They kind of look Indiana Jones-ish. One push and off it goes. Ooh, everything's a bit slippery because of the rain. Almost feels like I'm playing with fire just going under it here. These are huge. Kind of coming up to the top of the mountain range here, and then down we'll go. Looks like the rain may overtake me. It's heading up behind me. So let me just give you a bit of a context as to why I'm searching for the world's oldest concrete arch dam. Number one, it's right here in Queensland, which is amazing, and you don't find much detailed information about this dam. It's called the 75 Miles Dam. Why is it called 75 miles? Because from Toowoomba, it is 75 miles south. And so that's basically 120 kilometers down that train line heading south towards Sydney. Now, what got me onto this was, number one, I've never heard of this dam, and I had a mate at work. Charlie, this one is for you, my friend. Charlie gave me some information, one page of information that his old boss gave to him about a dam at Warwick that pretty much almost even the people of Warwick don't know about. Charlie's boss told him, you know, I was talking to a few other people, they've never heard of this dam. And Charlie said to me, have you ever heard of the 75 Miles Dam? And I go, no. I looked it up online and there was next to no information about it, except for this one page brochure that Charlie gave me. Even on that brochure, it does not pinpoint the exact location of where this dam is. I measured out with my little ruler 75 miles south of Toowoomba, and then I kind of pinpointed the location. When you're just looking on Google Maps, you cannot see where the dam is. You just cannot see it. But then you trace 120 kilometers or 75 miles down, and then I found it. I found the location of the 75 Miles Dam, and I'll zoom it in for you right now up on the screen. Now, there was no information in terms of any videos on YouTube or anywhere else as to this dam, what it looked like, or anything of value in recent times. I did come across a couple of black and white old-time photos. I think the most recent one was back in 1998. And I did come across a paper that I'll link in the description of this video that was written by someone who took the time. His point on that paper was to get the dam heritage listed and also 2 tunnels that are near it. And that gave me a greater understanding of the history of this dam. And so basically what I wanted to do is bring out upon video what this dam looks like, the 2 significant tunnels that were built at the same time when the dam was built, and there's a special gorge reservoir tank that I want to show you as well. Now, this dam was built, I think, between 1878 and completed in 1880. It was purely built right next to the train line that headed from Queensland right down to Sydney, purely built for the steam locomotives. They needed water, and they needed to have a pit stop area where they could load up the train with water. You see, if a steam train has got no water, the coal can't produce any steam. No steam, no power, no going anywhere, buddy. To give you an idea of size, this dam is only 1.8 megalitres. Give you a context, I recently did a video where I went to Xplorer Dam up at Brisbane. That's 4,300 thereabouts megalitres. This is only 1.8 megalitres. Give you a little bit more context, Ivanhoe Dam, Brisbane's water reservoir, it has a capacity of 3 million megalitres. Amazing stuff. Soon I will be there, but I just want to show you This dam catches the water that runs off in this sort of a gully. Now, I'm not going to go up over that mountain range. I'm going to follow this line, and you can see it gets really thick over there. Here it's still overgrown with this beautiful botanical plant. And basically the water gets caught around here and it flows on down this gully and it gets captured in the dam that is just down there below. Let's hope I don't run into any snakes or get bit by any spiders again, because that would not be a good day for me. All right, I'm on the right path. It's just nice to see through the canopy. I can see the mountain range, the next one up and over. But I'm on the right track. Just got to keep following this down until we come to the dam. Now, you watching me walk through this terrain, I think you're probably going to be asking the question, ain't there an easier way to get to the dam, Johnny? Yeah, of course there is an easier way, but that ain't the fun way. I'm walking through this stuff, and it is pretty difficult terrain, very unsure sometimes when it's grown over. Here I can see, but it's very slow moving. Yeah, there are other ways. Hang on, get past this spider web. The other way is you can come by the train line and just walk down the train line. Or you can come to some farming property, I forget the name of it, and walk across one side as well to get to the dam. You don't want to be coming to this side where I am. Oh, check it out. So you can see it's starting to form into a gorge, and you got rocks on either side. Here we go, this is always a bit faster to move. Water gets captured here, and it's going to end up flowing down into the dam, which I think is only about another 500 meters down. So I'm keen to get there now. Just got to watch my footing. I cannot afford to get injured out here alone, because nobody is going to come to rescue me here. Whoa, man, that's slippery. So as you can see, I'm going down the very rocks that capture the water into this dam reservoir. So I'm giving you POV view. Imagine you're water, whoosh, and you are flowing, and you'll get captured by this massive pit at the end. And I think it's just beyond here. I've got a feeling that tonight's going to be a bit of a drop right there. Okay, come across a tank. I'm on the back end of the dam now. Looks like there's another gully which will flow in. So there will be multiple streams that go into this body of water. And there it is, I can see it right now. 75 miles dam. I want to first of all just get down to the very head of the dam and just show you, what that looks like. And it's right over here. Like, this would be the main capture point as it comes down that gully that we traversed down. And you can see there's another gully just over there that would capture it as well. Here we go. It's a tiny little pool just here with the main body over there. I need to do a jump, but it's going to be mud. Oh, that was mud, all right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So as you can see, the dam tail, it's pretty much just comes up to the soil here at the end of this gully. There is a poly pipe that is fed into the water just over there. I can see something in the center, although I can't make out what that is. We can see the world's oldest concrete arch dam wall, and that's what I want to go to the front of now and have a look. And my old friend. Okay, so they've got like a pump right here. It's a petrol pump. This gives you a whole new perspective on the dam, eh? So they reckon 1.8 megalitres, that's 1.8 million litres of water. Well, it looks like I'm not the only one here at the dam. This actually looks quite fresh. Okay, so I can confirm that that thing we saw in the middle is a blue polypipe, black and blue polypipe. And I can confirm that these are little pellets. And there it is, folks. It's pretty much almost at full capacity. You can just sort of see it's probably about, I don't know, 30 centimeters lapping below the top of the wall. Not too sure what this bottle's here for. It's empty. Here it is. Starting to spit a little bit, so I just got to be careful. So just walking on top of this wall, this is 2024, you can see the wall itself is in pretty good nick. I mean, it's holding all the water here. This is the very center buttress right here. Now I can't see it because I don't want to topple over, but right on the very front, there should be a sign. We'll get on down to the bottom and see if we can find it, that says AD 1880. So when it was officially completed. But the wall itself is in good nick. Now in 1880, it was only completed to a certain height. 20 or 21 years later, the same engineer was asked and contracted back to heighten up the wall, to capture more water, I guess, and to, you know, heighten up and make taller the buttresses there. There is a significant drop right down there. You do not want to fall down this edge. I would guesstimate that to be close to 18 meters. So yeah, it is pretty high as a wall. I can't believe I'm walking on the world's oldest concrete arch dam wall. Check it out. I can see it now. Right on that very center buttress, I can see that sign. I'll have to see if I can get down and get a better visual. Man, it's massive. I only thought it'd be like a little plaque, but that looks like it's 1 meter by, I don't know, half a meter square. That's huge. That's good quality concrete. And perhaps you can see that sign. Geez, I can't believe that's like 144 years old. It's a big sign. Wow. And I'll tell you what, it's actually quite tough to try to get down here. This is all overgrown with lantana, but I will try. I want to get a better shot of the front. So here we have this sign, and right on this first buttress, I can see what's happened now. Is originally this dam wall went up to basically where it goes up there, and that line, that crease is there, then it goes straight up. The top of that crease, or where that crease is, that was the original 1880 height of the dam wall. 20 years later, they felt the need to increase the height. Then in 1900, they actually built that extension. It looks to me like about 1.5 meter high extension, something like that. So we see this massive sign here. It goes down this wall right here, and at the bottom of the buttress is mud. And I did step in it, I've shaken it all off, but it kind of looks like sewage, doesn't it? But it doesn't stink, so it's got to just be some form of silt. And if we just have a look down in this gully right there, just beyond is the train line. And we're going to go there next because I want to show you a couple more features here before we're done with our adventure. But I am actually really just rapt to be able to come here and showcase the 75 miles dam. And this design is an arch design. The world's first. Now, this is the second arch dam that was built in Australia. The first one, I think, is called the Parramatta Dam, and that was built out of masonry. It was the very first arched one that was built in 1856. But in 1880, over here in Warwick, this one was built completely out of concrete. No masonry, concrete only, totally unreinforced. It's a bit of a testament to the engineering, I guess, mastership of, you know, gents and folks back in the day and what they're able to do. Because look at this, this dam wall is still standing. Sure, it's got a couple of crack lines here and there, and I hope the whole thing doesn't fail on me right now and go whoosh. But that's it, 1.8 megalitres of water, that's retaining right there, and it's done the job for the past 100 years. It's great. So we are going to be moving on down now to the railway line, and what I want to show you there is all the aggregate, the concrete aggregate that was used to make and form the concrete on this dam wall. It was all taken from a tunnel that they just dug down the road. The tunnel is 272 meters, and it's called the Gorge Tunnel. It's also called the Big Tunnel. It's also called the Cherry Gully Tunnel. It's also just called the Tunnel. Many different names, but all of the digging of the aggregate and rocks and stones out there was brought here to build this dam wall. We're going to check out that tunnel, but something that I want to show you as well is that all of the water that this dam is retaining, it's all pumped to a certain, it's called the Gorge Tank. I want to take you there. It's about, I don't know, 1.5 kilometers up the line there. That's where they pump the water to. That's where the water was received by the locomotive steam trains. And so they could continue creating steam and continue powering down the Southern Downs train line. So let's go there next. Oh, I love it. The sun's coming out. And down here we're coming to the Z train line. All right. No faster than 30 kilometers an hour. Now you might be wondering, oh, but aren't you scared there's trains coming? Actually, no. This railway is now disused, except for a couple of tourist historical train rides. Now that's called the Southern Downs Steam Railway line, and they run twice a month, still to this very day, and they go all the way from Warwick, where their depot is based, and they travel all the way south to Wollongara, which is basically on the border with New South Wales, and that's where the line finishes. So if you're keen on doing that, I'll leave a link in the description and you can chase it up for yourself.
Now, I'll just clarify with a bit more detail here that this rail line is called the Southern Line and is used by the Downs Xplorer, which was formerly called the Southern Downs Steam Railway. Now, they come through this way about once a month, generally on a Saturday, as it travels from Warwick to Stanthorpe. As of 2024, this costs an adult around $90 for a one-way ticket and takes just over 2 hours, or $110 for a return ticket back to Warwick. Also, from what I understand, one of these trips, the train will stop a couple of k's before this point, as the train volunteers check over the locomotive, and then it continues past 75 Miles Dam, and then through the two main tunnels on this line. The big tunnel, which I will show you very soon, and then the Dalveen tunnel further down where it goes over what is called the Summit. And the Summit is the highest rail station in Queensland, standing at 925 metres elevation. And then the train coasts down to its stop at Stanthorpe. And if you want any more info on these, I'll leave a link in the description. The other users of this railway line, this is an interesting one. They are what appear to be little toy cars that roll around on train lines, like those ones children ride around in their local parks. But very seriously, this is a group called ASCO, or the Australian Society of Section Car Operators. And this is a volunteer-run rolling stock operator group. And basically, they operate what are called section cars, and they have approval to run these little vehicles on tracks that are owned by Queensland Rail. And I reckon they're simply the coolest things around. If you look on their website, they do runs down this line about once a year or something like that. So if you're keen to find out more about ASCO, or maybe even to be involved, I'll leave a link to them in the description also. Now, on the final note, and in all seriousness, this railway line is still in use. So I cannot stress enough, do not walk upon these nor any train lines. Stay off them, as they can be extremely dangerous areas where many lives have been lost. I've done a lot of research, planning and preparation before undertaking this research film, and more importantly, I have my highly trained team of risk mitigators, safety advisors, good-looking professional stunt doubles and litigation specialists alongside me the whole way, off film of course, ensuring my safety and well-being and making this documentary possible. Now let's get back into the adventure.
From here, this is the very point where you see the center buttress of the dam wall. If I was to come a little bit lower, I can just make out the plaque that has 1880 on it, but it's now kind of obscured by trees. But there's an old-time photo or an artist's depiction from this angle that sort of shows, the wall from right at this vantage point, when I guess there was no trees here and it was just all hands on deck building the wall. But yeah, pretty hard to make out. So these people that come by on this tourist train ride nowadays, you can't even see it, like barely. Maybe they stop to point it out, I'm not too sure. I'm sure they go, hey, there's 75 Miles Dam, but you can't see it. And you got to push through Lantana just to get to where I went to. Now what I want to show you now, we're going to go up here, up northbound, probably about 1.5 or 2 kilometers, and I'll get to the tank, the Gorge Tank, and then we're going to go down here and check out this really, really long tunnel. Keen to see what that's like. This has been quite special for me. Oh, souvenir. I'll be keeping that one. What the heck, there's so many souvenirs. What's this? Too much stuff. But this I will have, thank you. Gauge lock, 16 by 105. And you can see these are used to screw down and hold in place to the sleeper timbers, the actual steel of the train track, like that. And you've got it over here as well. There's a tap here. No water coming out through that one. And I can see the Gorge Tank just up ahead. This is pretty cool, eh? Very, very cool. All right, and here we go, folks. This is called the Gorge Tank. Now, I can't find anything specific, but my understanding is that the dam over there gets pumped, the water gets pumped up to over here. Trains would have stopped basically underneath here to wherever their water reservoir is for the steam engine. There's a pipe that you can see from up here, right underneath these beer bottles of the workers. Okay, they left this here when they finished this, but there's a pipe that pumps water up right there, up to this big tank, and out here would be the outlet. My understanding would be that somehow that's where the water would go over into the steam train. It's got something else. What's this? Okay, I don't know what it is, but it looks heavy. Maybe not that heavy. So I think they maybe would have gotten this funnel and maybe that end, put it up to that outlet there, and then that end possibly allowed the water to go down into the train. So our next stop will be going down to the big tunnel, about 2 kilometers down, and checking that out. Now, that apparently is completely rendered in concrete. I think, if my understanding is correct, it's one of the first tunnels to be completely lined in concrete and not just left in brick. There's another tunnel a bit further down, and it's called the Dalveen Tunnel. That was made out of bricks, and this one I think is made out of bricks as well, but rendered in concrete, so a bit different. This one is 272 meters long. The Dalveen Tunnel is 141 meters long. So both fairly long tunnels, and I love tunnels. All right, and we've come to the tunnel, Cherry Gully Tunnel, just up ahead. All right, pretty excited about this. You know, my concern was about if this line is still functioning and if there was going to be any freight trains. However, the last passenger train that used this line, the passenger service actually closed down in 1993. And the last freight service, I think I read it was 2003 or something like that. I think I'm going to have a cup of joe somewhere here. So as you can see, there is brickwork that's been used to form this tunnel. And I can see it running down the entire length. However, they said that this was rendered by concrete, just in my readings. And you can see Ben was here. Good on you, Benny boy. Krango. We've got Hammermeister. And then you got all this, the cleaner, the bum growler. What the heck? Something that I am hearing already is just such an echo in here. Listen to this. Hello. Okay, it's not an echo, it's just like a tubular sound that travels all the way down. It's really fascinating. Can anyone hear me? Is anyone else here? Is there any yowies in this place? Oh, this is so silly. I can see just a couple of bats. They're certainly not hanging off the walls much. Mind you, there are a little bit of holes here and there, but there's no clusters of bats. And just looking behind me there, right in the center of the tunnel, yeah, it does get fairly dark. Even though there's light behind me and light in front of me. Hello, what's this? 281. All right, I've had my cuppa and I'm going to start heading back to the car now. So that was a pretty cool little adventure. I hope you enjoyed that bit of history and just seeing something that you will not see anywhere else. Now, as I mentioned, there is another tunnel and it's called the Dalveen Tunnel. It's half the length of this one. And it's a few kilometers down that way. I'm not going to bother going there today. I'll show you a picture that I found of it online. My intent today was to get to the dam, the Gorge Tank, and also the big tunnel here, or Cherry Gully Tunnel. I hope you've enjoyed this romp that I've had. Give the video a thumbs up if you did. Give the video a thumbs up also if you believe I should not be walking on the railway lines and you totally disagree with that. Ooh, something that you won't disagree with is this. Hello, old friend. Now check it out. Prickly pear cactus. And they got the prickly pears. Ooh, this has quite a few of them. Sheesh. Now, I'll just show you and I'll teach you a lesson. See these little green growths upon each of the prickly pears? Those prickles are called locomotives. Those things will go through your gloves, will pierce your hands, and you will be in agony for a long, long time. Don't ask me how I know that. From experience, I've done a whole video on that, but I made the jam out of the very pears that I collected from prickly pear cactus tree up at Mount Flinders. Here we've got a whole heap of them. Now these are actually all edible. They're very, very nice, but you got to know how to handle them. You will use some sticks to break them off, to rub off the locomotives. Otherwise, you'll be crying like a baby, like me. Now the fruit is actually extremely delicious. It's got a lot of good nutrients. You just need to know how to handle them. Here's a bridge. Let's go across this bridge. Just check this out. Then it'll be the end of this video. All right. Geez, that's pretty tall. Like, That's probably about 12, 13 meters in height. Sheesh. But she is still solid as. Right, now let's get back to the car.
And last but not least, I've got a little gift for my mate Charlie, who put me onto the 75 miles dam and gave me the initial information to go and hunt it out. Charlie, this little bolt from the railway is for you, my friend. I thought I'd paint it and keep it from rusting away. You got your gauge lock number 17. This is for you, mate.